Today I'm going to show you how to fill out a deposit ticket. Now, remember, you must have an account at a financial institution like a bank. And if you'll notice up here, the name of the person and the address and the account number is already on your deposit tickets, just like they would be on a checkbook with the account number. Now, you'll find these deposit tickets on the end of your check series, usually about 25 checks. So you just pull one out and fill it out. So the first thing we're going to do is fill in the date. Now you'll notice here I've got two dates. You can either use the numbers for dates or you can spell out the month. So I'll just move that up here to show that I'm going to use it with the numbers here on the date. Then the next thing you want to do is that on the right hand side, you want to list what you're depositing. For example, it right here says cash. So if you've got cash or coins that you want to deposit, then you would write that in. So I'm going to assume that we're going to put in $75 in cash that I want to deposit. And then below that, there are three places that you can add individual checks. And so, for example, let's say that John Wilson had given you a check. So you could write John Wilson's name here is the check that's given to you. And let's assume that he wrote the check to you for $15. So now we have our first check. Another method is instead of using the person's name, you can use something called the ABA numbers. The ABA numbers are the number of the physical location of the banking institution, the financial institution, and you'll normally find these numbers here, and they're called ABA numbers, which is American Banking Association numbers, and they're usually located up on the right-hand side of your check, sometimes to the left of the check number, or sometimes below the check number. So instead of putting the company name or the person's name, you just write the ABA number here. So let's assume that that check was made out to you for $25. Okay, and then if you had another one, you would enter it here. Now, if you had more than three checks, you can turn over the deposit ticket. You would have multiple places you can add more checks. So it's not just limited to three. You can on the back side. Now, what we're going to do next is do something called a subtotal. If you'll see right here is the word subtotal. So our subtotal of the three items together is $115, and that's just adding 25, 15, and 75 together. Now, let's assume that you decide that instead of making all of this as a deposit, you would like to take some money out. So what you can do is you can write in here where it says less cash received, you can write in how much you would like to take out. So let's assume that I want to take out $20 before I make this deposit. Now, because you're taking money out of what you're submitting, you have to sign it. So here, I know it's not very easily read, but it says you'll need a signature here if you want to withdraw some money. So I've got my name here that I'm going to add to that. So I've signed it, giving them permission to give me $20. Now, after you do that, then you need to subtract your $20 that you're taking out from the 115 subtotal. Now we are left with $95 as the amount that we're going to actually deposit. So I'm going to move this up here. And this is going to be my actual deposit that'll be going into the bank, and it will show up on your bank statement. I hope that you've learned something about making a deposit. See you next time. Bye-bye.